Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, on behalf of School of Humanities and UTCC, it's my great pleasure to welcome Mr. Yang, Managing Director of Emerald Publishing, Asia Pacific. Today, Mr. Yang will introduce us about how to get published in international journal. I think you can get knowledge and benefits from his speech today. And I think at the last session, there will be a Q&A. Yeah, okay. And it's time to the show will go on at this time. Thank you. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much to be here. I just finished a very delicious lunch in the student canteen and I really like it. I think today I'm here, I also have some leaflet I want to give you later. I'm working in Emerald when I finished my MBA in the UK. So I'm based in the Emerald headquarters for a few years. And I just relocated Taiwan this September. So it's more close to Bangkok right now. It's only 3 hours by flight. I think everyone later you get the one about I think what is publishing guide for author. And you can read. And you can read it later by yourself because I'm not totally in place at all today. So today I think, so it's clear for you to see everyone? Yes. So I think today I want to share you a little bit like inside guide experience, how to get published in international journal. Actually I do this presentation in AIP this Monday. So 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. So many people attending this presentation. And I have seen the question, so why you are here? You know why you are here? You want to get published? And why? You want to get it more? Or some students want to get graduate? And I think for me, it's very important if you get any opportunity to get published in international journal. First, it's not only about your promotion or your graduate or something extra. One point is about you contribute about your university, so your university get high ranking. Another point, your knowledge will share with other people's. In the long-term plan, I think you also build up your personal reputation, and that's also very important. So I want to give you more different incentive to encourage you to get published in international journal. So this is from my previous office. I mean, now my office is close to Taipei City, so probably Taipei 101. But this view is from my office window in the UK. Emerald is the UK publishing based in Yorkshire, so north of England. We are very different compared with other publishing because most of them located in London. We found by Bradford, so this is my university. I think until today still top 100 business bureau around the world. We have more and more people today, and we have a different office around the world. So that is Emerald. I don't know what is the subject you study or which is the specific research you're doing right now, but Emerald covers quite a lot of different subject areas, engineering, accounting, finance, marketing. If you think about anything related to management, at least you can find one journal in Emerald. So if you study tourism, hospitality, inflation. If you work in about healthcare, so like hospital, education, you also still can find something here. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear my voice? I mean, in the day we have over 3,000 universities subscribed to Emerald around the world, and most important information for you is about once you publish, get it at Emerald or other international journals for more than million emerald publishing philosophy. When you write something, a lot of people have you write down what they like. I try to talk to you a little bit different. It's about maybe you think about what the readership. So what the reader is interested to read. If I'm the editor, I select the article you submit to, and I will not say interested because I will think about my reader will also feel interested. So when you do the research, try to find a balance. Is what are you interested to write and what is for the market, the reader requirement. And emerald slogan is research you can use. So you can think about how your article can be used. If I spend 1 hour or half hour reading your paper, what is value I want to get from my reading? And that's very, very important. You need to think about this. Okay? So, anyone here about the impact factor here? Yes? Impact factor. How much for the general impact factor? Is this including SACI? That is most the question I be asked during my presentation. So, impact factor is the figure. If you don't hear before, I'm just very simplified to explain. Actually, it's just how many times the article is cited. So, more people cite or quote this article, they'll get the high impact factor. But I don't think it's fair. Because if you look about STM general, they get a very, very high impact factor. But if you look about business management, or especially like social science, the impact factor normally were lower than STM general. I don't think it's fair. Okay. Another point that I know the one faculty in 1 year gets 17 paper published in SCI. So 1 year, 17 paper in SCI. I said, how they can do that? They said, because they study like chemistry or like IT design. So they put the different, even the same research methodology, but different, you will get a different output. Okay. But I don't know, but for me, if I do some management research, then I need to interview each one. So it probably costs at least 1 week. And I need to summarize and write down. I don't know how I can provide write a program. So it's quite different. But now I also want to ask you to think about impact factor. The important is not about the figure. The important thing is about the impact. So what kind of impact you want to give the people? What kind of impact or what kind of influence you want to give the person they read your article? It's very, very important. So the first part, you maybe try to think about how I can impact the knowledge. Maybe the current knowledge have something and want to extend the knowledge, or maybe current model, current theory never be used in the special field and you want to do a research. So you try to extend the knowledge. Or maybe sometimes you find a knowledge gap. So you say, this knowledge talk about this, but something you didn't mention. So maybe you can fill up the gap. The second part is about teaching and learning. So teaching and learning is very important. We read a lot of paper. We also ask our students to read a paper. And if we write some paper, how they can be used in the teaching and learning. It's also important to think about that before you write. And how to practice public policy. A lot of people, even like me, sometimes I remember my dissertation right about strategic decision making IT investment, because my first degree is about information management. And I hope that paper will people read that can really use in the real world. If you do the marketing, you want the marketing strategy can be followed up by the real industry. If you write into something about education, how to evaluate the education, and it's not only a paper, you want that can be used in the real world. So try to think about if your paper can be used or not can be used. I talked to the few engineering students one day in AIT. At one point they say, yeah, I agree, because I hope my research can be used, can be adopted. If the research result can register a patent, maybe you sell the money. Okay, so that is you need to think about how you want to influence, and including the economic. I read the paper. I know probably this week or next week, all the rights issue
that's also important if you think about how to influence economic, society, and environment. So next time when you try to execute how high for the impact factor, you also need to think about what kind of impact you want to give your reader from your article. So I want to, I think today's presentation, I'll separate two parts. The first part is talk about the general publishing. The second part is about the book publishing. If you have any question, you can write to me and say yeah. You say it again. So, anyone working in the publishing industry before? Here? No? So, you? Magazine? Or? Okay, great. So you maybe know understand this flow chart. A lot of people you are here, you spend a lot of time doing research, try to produce the high quality research paper. And you find some journal to submit your paper. Each journal have the one editor, or sometimes we will have a few editor. So like now in this week, I'm also looking for the regional advice editor based in Thailand. That's one of my jobs. So the editor basically they will get your paper and go through very quickly, and they probably potential can get published. They will find a two reviewer. So the two reviewer, we don't know where they come from. So we call a system called double blind peer review. So you don't know who they are, they don't know who you are. And they review the paper and they will give back feedback to the editor. The editor will, okay, then publish or reject. Or sometimes we will say you need to go back and revise a little bit. Editor will also promote a journal. So join a different conference, promote a journal, more people write for the envelope. So, for example, let me give you some information you can share with your colleague. So, likely this is the call for paper. Thank you for the family business management. So you can find something here. So, okay. So this is like call for paper. So editor will do something similar like this. And this is my colleague, publisher. So in the spreadsheet you see, you maybe can find, okay, this from the enroll, so you can find someone you can contact. That is something about a publisher. If like, they normally, they are just working in the publishing, they are my colleague. They are more friendly, they keep contact with the editor every day, or at least every week. And they have the full overall responsibility for the journal, make the journal is available. Say, yeah, are they important? Yes. Especially when you try to contact the editor, but you didn't get any feedback. So another person or another channel you can try to contact is about a publisher. Okay. Once your article, picture, everything is okay, we get the production. So production team will help you a little bit like sub-editing and proofreading to make sure the paper looks better. So give it your article by searchable by the keywords from the Google Scholar or by the PDF format. And we provide to the end user, read more, do the research, become an author again. Okay, so it's like a editorial supply chain, especially just like this below. Okay. So how you start? Do you have any idea about what you are writing right now? No? So what do you're interested in right now?
Right now, I got the actual reviewers, I got like reject and another one is like
Okay, so how you come on your idea? So how you
so I have
choose
to find what I am interested in.
Okay.
So I have to find quality and ask for
Okay.
my students.
Okay, that's great. So you learn from the student, but anyone? Okay. I think in here, a lot of people they say, oh yeah, I know I want to write, but I don't have any idea. And normally I would say, you are right. If you find any problem in your daily life or from your reading, you say, I didn't find a good answer. I mean, the answer is not good enough for myself. So you want to spend time to do your research, and that is a very good start. And sometimes you observe something, so you find something interesting and no one mentioned before. So that may be a good start to do your research. I do believe most of you maybe will join some different conference. If you join a conference, you maybe you represent people challenging you, or you maybe listen to get some idea. That probably will be a good start. Another point, if you're working with some, like if you get any funding from the government or corporate to your research, and research result normally will be worth to get published, because that'll help you get more funding in the future. I don't know how about in Canada, but I know it's probably the same in Taiwan. Because if the Taiwan government will give you the funding to do some research. The research result, once this result come out and get published, normally the faculty will get another funding next year. So like the phase 2, phase 3 or something. So try to think about this more. And one thing, if you really don't have any idea, I think the only one way I can say is about please read more. And please keep your writing behavior. I mean, even your personal blog, everything will be fine. You keep at least 30 minutes writing, 30 minutes by reading. Try your best every day, because once you start writing, then you become very, very difficult for you to pick up again. So that is say, if you really take this seriously, you can. I made one editor in Taiwan the end of August, they joined one conference. The editor just told me, I said, how he's very senior from UK. He's I think one of the top journal editor. And I said, how can you become very senior and then very famous in this area? He told me when he graduated from the PhD, and he told himself the target is getting him published quickly. And no matter international or local, I mean, the most important is about I want to publish 2 papers a year. I don't know what you want to achieve, but it's not say, oh, I need to buy at least probably at least 1 paper per year, or maybe at least I want 1 paper 2 years or something. But you need to give yourself a little target, and you keep writing. That will make you easier. First time it was feel difficult, but next time you know how to do the process, how to revise. So that's working. So which journal you need to choose? It's a good question. Do you know how many international journals today? Give me the figure. There's some small key. I think everyone can get one because not a lot. But I still hope you can answer. So how many? I'm just like a 2 or 10 Taiwan. 2,000, 10,000, yeah. 10,000. About close to something very close in our range. And you say, 10,000 is so much. How can I choose the one journal to get it published? I would say the first, you maybe look about your university. So your university maybe have some criteria, because before you become a professor, you maybe like a lecturer, associate professor, how you achieve in your career. I have to say that's important. For me, that's important. So you maybe try to check about your university ranking system or your department. So each department in Hong Kong, each department they have their own system to evaluate the faculty. I don't know how about you in here, but maybe it's something you can do. If no, that's fine. Sometimes you can try to check it's about the quality. So sometimes I think the one way you can choose the journal is about when you do a research and you find your citation, probably 30% from the same journal, and that journal probably will more relate to your research, so you can try to get it published. That idea, because you cite one article from a particular journal title, so that means the title may be very close to your research, so you can try to submit. Sometimes you can try to check the usage. If this journal only 100 download in 2010 and this journal have the 100,000 download in 2010, which journal you want to get published? right? Because more people get opportunity to read your article, and one no, maybe not good. So another point that you also can think about, who is the editor? If the editor very famous or very special and high standards in that field, maybe you can write for that editor. For example, Bill Gates is the editor. Okay, his journal maybe not eyesight or intellect, but as my background, if he choose my article published in his journal, I will be very proud of that. I print 1,000 copies by myself and give anyone. Right? But think about who is the chief editor, because you recognize by someone very famous that helps. And I also ask you to think about the readership. For example, if I do a research about Thailand higher education, and maybe I'm not publishing in the national journal, and maybe we'll try to publish in local journal, because the people will read. I mean, all the time higher education staff, they will read that journal, and that's important. You want to influence the people. So try to think about, if you want to, this research will talk to you about like Asia Pacific accounting, so you maybe find some relevance journal title, write for that. Even you maybe write for newspaper. So you maybe have some idea you want to influence the current policy, so you write for newspaper, why not? So try to think about the readership. Back to the further issue about how to select the journal. Do you know how long for the top 3 journal get published from you submit get published? How long for the top journal? 2 years. 3 years?
6 months.
6 months. Okay. Anyone? 8 months. Actually, it's 56 days. No. Any answer? No. What is your answer? No. Huh? 2 years. Yeah. Back to my question. It very different by the different journal. Okay. But you are right. Normally, the very top journal will cost 18 months. Please don't tell them the answer. 18 months. You know how long for 18 months? 18? 1 not 8. No, if 18 months I was there, don't submit. It just... Yeah. So, actually it's 18 months. And normally in my presentation I take the job. I try if anyone can find the right answer here. Do you know how long for 18 months? How long for 18 months? How long is 18 months? 1 year. Yeah. Anyone? My answer is the time get 2 baby. So you submit, you get 1 baby, 2 baby. Very, very hard to publish. So is there another way to describe the time? Because what I have here, 80 months, okay, you don't have feeling, but when you get a 2 baby, you got feeling that this is a long time. you get more experience. So now I want to ask you a question. What kind of the profile you want to create for yourself in the future 5 years? Okay, so after 5 years, you meet each other, still here. What kind of the profile you want to achieve by yourself? It's a very good question. How many publishing you want to get? How many conferences you want to achieve? Get one very high rank in journal, or you want to get get 10 paper in local journal, or like a 5 paper in international journal, some ranking. I mean, you need to have the picture about after 5 years, what kind of the label you want to achieve for yourself. This question, no right answer. It really depends on each people. Okay, you can spend all your time write for a very top journal, and you say 18 months or 2 years. doesn't mean you're successful to get published, but they maybe can fail you in the final stage. Okay. Another option you maybe to think about the new launch journal. So there are some enroll new launch journal in 2012. This journal will quicker. I think about six months or something. Say, why? Because it's the new journal, so only few people know this journal. So the submission paper, the number of submission paper may be slightly different. Okay. But I didn't say it's easy. I need to, because someone said, yeah, so I write it and I'll get back. I can give you any guarantee. Because I'll tell you how much for each project later. Okay. But it's just for your reference. Back to the final slide, you need to a little bit strategic to think about after 5 years, what kind of profile you want to create for yourself. It's a very good question. Maybe, I want to get a new journal international, maybe new launch. But at the same time, in 5 years, I must get an article published in very, very top 10 journal. You need to plan your publication. It's not that right or something. No, actually, you need to a little bit plan this. Okay. Once you make sure that journal you want to get published, then try to spend time to read the scopes of the journal. Because sometimes you never read that journal. I mean, a lot of people say, oh yeah, I study marketing, and I know you have a marketing journal, European journal for the marketing, and you have the journal for service marketing. I think I will just try to submit. No. If you're doing something different, maybe you need to check the scope of the journal. Maybe including some journal, normally they select a qualitative research. Some journal they maybe only select a quantitative research. Some journal they don't like any case study research style. So you need to understand. You need to understand how long for the work. So maybe like 4,000 words to 5,000 words, or more than 6,000 words. It depends on different journal and different criteria. So must read the author guideline for each journal. I will show you later. But one thing here I want to remind you is how to submission is also important by email, by hard copy, or online submission system. You need to understand how they work. So in the first, you need to spend a little time to understand the journal you want to submit. Read at least one issue before you submit. If you never read that journal, please don't submit your article to that journal. If you never read that newspaper, don't try to submit your article to that newspaper. So even you can't find that journal in your library, that's fine. You can contact the publisher, not only enroll. You can contact different publisher like Taylor Francis, Sagio, and Elsevier. You can contact all of them, and they will happily give you some sample article to read. So before you read and before you submit, you must read at least one issue. Another point is about the co-authorship. So when you read the article, you will find most of the article not only write by one faculty, then maybe a few people. If you are a student or you have a supervisor, you can talk with them. Sometimes some people very good to do some analysis, so research methodology design. But someone very good to write a literature review, so you maybe can combine together. Sometimes you maybe do some analysis. So I read one article about the library. I talk about library management. The author is one is a library, one is librarian, one is working. Like the environment area, because their research is how to build a good library for the library management. Sometimes you maybe will combine different research field to do some research. Or you maybe one day you want to, probably likely you want to compare Thailand and China, or it's different. So you maybe find a back in China so you can communicate, and that will be more useful. But only 2 points for the co-authorship you need to pay attention. The first one, you need to do the proofreading in the final before you submit, because everyone have a different writing style. I use this way to write down maybe use a different way. And when people read articles, just like like a student good book, you just know like to so at least you need to really make sure you read come from the same voice. Another point that you need to think about who is the author, publisher can contact, because sometimes we need to contact the author for the revise or any issue, and you need to give us someone who can easy to find and response quickly. So that's the 2 points you need to pay attention. Okay. No, that's my problem. That's my problem. That is the most important slide in this presentation. So before I start the presentation, I want to ask you the question. Could you tell me what kind of article is good article? What kind of the article or paper is not good paper for you? No idea. I just mentioned a little bit my experience. When I write my dissertation, I bring a lot of paper. Some paper when I read, I just do it to recycle bin. Really, I just recycle bin. I'm sorry, the tree. But some article is still very, very good. You should try to write down everything, taking the notes, and then you take a highlight and you highlight something. So definitely, sometimes you find a good article, sometimes you get the article is not good. Could you tell me what is the criteria for you to judge the things? So what is a good article for you? Formal language. So can I say the language you understand? So easy understand, right? Or formal language, so the good language, good writing. Okay, academic writing, so more precisely. Okay. Yeah. So what kind of good point? Like this article is good. Originality. So like there's something new, something different. Anyone?
It should be up to date.
Up to date. Yeah, it should be the new one. And you?
It should be clear and easy to follow.
Okay. And you? Creative. So yeah, very creative. Like you read the first sentence, I know the answer. Right. So any?
And it should answer your question.
Answer your question. So relate to your research field. Right. Anyone? Provide a good contribution. Good reference. Good methodology. Final one. Answer me. Yes, please.
Reliable or trustworthy in terms of their academic.
So reliable. Okay, I think you probably say the research methodology is good enough to let me believe the answer, the result is reliable. Maybe. Anyone? Want to share? Good or bad?
No more incentive.
I give you my. I will leave all you Okay, I will leave my USB. No, or you need discount coupon from my hotel. I know. Do you know why I asked this question? We didn't get. I have really get an extra one. It's not about incentive. I mean the question I asked you is before the presentation. I hope you could think about what kind of good article. And this question will help everyone you hear. You have the basic knowledge or basic capability to judge your article is good or bad. So, before you submit your article, at least yourself need to think about this good article. I mean, even you didn't feel your article is a good article, don't submit, okay? That's very simple. We are not students, we are not, or somehow, if I can pass, that's fine, I don't need distinction. No, you need to think about this very good and good enough for, at least for yourself, before you submit. And that is the key point I want to mention before. before I go through this slide. And you are right, there are some key points the editor and the reviewer lay out for. They look about originality, so something new. It may be new knowledge, new research, or new implication. So it's important. The second part is about the literature review. So your literature review may be describe the current issue, describe the key methodology or key, like the key theories or something. So you try to describe it in your literature review. You try to mention what kind of research is already been done, what is the key theory that we use, or something to support to describe your research. The third part is about research methodology. I agree because good research, each research methodology can give you one answer, but only good research methodology will give you the correct and better answer. And sometimes your article will get published because you use the different research methodology even in the same research. So for example, I made one faculty in Taiwan this year. Get one of the, I think it's like a AU Master Paper Award. Her research is about customer satisfaction in marketing. And get the award, but everyone do this research. You say, yeah, but he used a different way to collect the data. So they use a different research methodology. So you also can think about when you design your research methodology, you will try to reference someone's research methodology, right? So research methodology in academic area is valued. Next part is talk about communicate well. It's not about English. Sometimes, I don't know if you have experience, I read some article before. I know each word. I don't know that paragraph, what they mean. You know, I know each word, but I don't know what they are talking about. It's about the communication. So did you try to present your paper very well, make it people easy understand what you are discussing, talking about, provide a very good argument, so everyone say we need critical thinking. Did you really critical thinking? So normally I have a very critical. Could you give me some reason allow people smoking inside? No. No reason. What is the question? I mean, I try to anyone agree smoking is available here? Raise your hand. Can I smoke in here? No. Why? Okay. I'm not saying myself. Okay. Give me some reason can support me smoking here. No reason. Just not at all. Huh? I'll be fine. Okay. So, but any point that can support me smoking is wrong. Okay. 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 Then for health reason.
You might need something to follow your way, but others like help.
Okay. So like his staff stay young, not smoke here. I ask this question because I know it's critical now. I try to get some answer, and some people say, yeah, smoking should be allowed indoor because, you know, give it some let's give it a good idea. Some people say that. The question for me is about when you talk about critical thinking, something even like smoking, we know. I mean, I don't agree smoking indoor, okay? But you need to think about someone maybe will support this point, so you need to think about this area. So that's very safe critical thinking. I read one paper, Taiwan not allow smoking indoor any place, even in hotel, okay? After a few months, I read a very interesting paper in article in newspaper. They say smoking should be allowed indoor because everyone go out for smoking, and then they just put a seat button just on the street and now influence the city. So I mean, I didn't say we need to agree smoking allowed, not allowed, but my point is about critical thinking is not say I agree this, so you know all the point I will support my idea. You you need to think about in other way. Maybe someone has a different reason against you. So that is very good. I think I'll be called critical thinking. I'm sorry to use the smoking for example, but this is more challenge for everyone to think. Sometimes you need to think about theoretical and practical. So what is the value? Not only theory. Sometimes it may be theory, but how they can be used. Another point is about reference, good reference. And people say, okay, I reference by the keywords. I agree. But next time when you submit your article or your research, try to check about did you include in any article published in 2011? No, we never do that before. When you publish, at least including some the new issue or new content. Otherwise, you reference by the keyword and all the reference maybe from 2004 to 2008. And for me, that is 4-5 years ago, right? So, if I give it a yesterday newspaper, you maybe not spend any time to read that newspaper. You want to read something new today. So try to think about your reference, not only by the keyword, you also try to sort out a little bit by the year. So 2011 article, how you can use them. Okay, it's a good way to demonstrate you still pay your attention on the current research. Editor and reviewer, they are very international, very global. Can be American, could be Europe, could be Taiwan, China, could be Australia, Thailand. We don't know who they are. So try to think about all the international readers, they are interesting. So we call global focus. The final, try to mention again, is about editorial scope and objective should be good. So you need to fit the general requirement. You provide a good title, good keyword, and a good abstract. And someone just mentioned about creative. If you have any creative idea, please put it in your content, don't put it in your title or your keyword. It's very easy because people will become very difficult to find your article to read. So you can use your creative in the content, but normally we say we hope the title is very clear, relate to your research, so everyone will understand what is that. So any question on this slide? No? It's okay. If you go through it, just like the structure of the article. So that is the if you try to follow the article structure, then you can find this point of whenever they'll try to take note and evaluate your paper quality. Don't do plagiarism. Never try to do this. Then that's all. Another point is about copyright. Sometimes you use the paragraph or especially like photo from other place and try to get the copyright to use that in your article. For example, if you write a case study about some certain company, so try to make sure you can use the company name and logo if you want to demonstrate your paper. Okay, so that's the copyright issue. Recently, this slide just added in 2010 because we find a lot of the article get a little bit copyright issue, so we unpublished. So you need to think about this. This is the author guide. I will show you a little bit later on the website. This is very interesting. How to make sure your article can be read by more users. Then you need to provide very good abstract, and then you need to provide very good keyword, precisely keyword. So when the people put the keyword will find your article. So it's very important. Like I said, Yang, how can I make this better? Try to think about your Google behavior. What kind of the keyword you put more when you do the research, and that probably will be the good keyword for you to add in your article and your title. I know that one article in Canberra download more than 10,000 times per year in Canberra, even the article published in 1994, because it used marketing 3 times in the title. I forgot the name, like marketing strategy, marketing, blah, marketing. So when everyone has the marketing, the article, you just go in the first few page, so you can think about that. So abstract is very important. A lot of editor reviewer read your article by the first abstract, so it's easy. Just like we go to the bookshop, we buy the book, and then we will read the book very quickly, especially in the back, in the front few page, and you make a final decision, buy or not to buy. It's the same about abstract, so you need to think about, and normally we say 250 words, so not to 400 words, so it's the range 250 to 400, because people can read that very quickly and easily. And each small section no more than 100 words. Okay. I think about we have a channel called Industrial Robot, so maybe. So we think about the purpose. In the beginning, you mentioned about purpose of your research, the aim of your research, why you do this research, what kind of research methodology you use, what is the finding. If you have any research limitation, you can mention a little bit more about the practical implication, social implication, and finally about originality and the value. Maybe you think about, okay, so what is that? And is every abstractly structured? No, maybe not. So you maybe can remove the subtitle. So if you remove the subtitle, that still will be fine what we could abstract. Give you a very good example. It's the about customer loyalty, about Tesco, Club Car. So from this title, it's very easy to read this. So you understand what this article they are doing the research talking about. So they talk about the impact of the Tesco Club Car on customer loyalty. So like Lotus here, like Lotus supermarket, if they have a Lotus car, how they influence the loyalty. They do the questionnaire, quantitative analysis. So 60 questionnaire, they get a finding significant relationship between Tesco staff and the customer loyalty. There is some limitation, I think. So far as the number of the questionnaire only 60, so they may be need more wider research, some more questionnaire, and originality and the values are useful for both practical and academic area. So for the Tesco, how they can improve their customer loyalty, and for the teacher or for the academic, we know which method we can help to increase the customer loyalty. So when you finish this abstract, you clearly understand this article. So that is the abstract. And you can see the keyword customer loyalty schema, and the supermarkets. So if people only type supermarkets, this article maybe will show up in the list. So you need to think about this. It's about a good abstract example. Okay. Do you know each other here? Yes, everyone knows each other. Then that's great. You don't need to do the exercise. So, are you sure? You know each other? You know each other here? No? I give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Okay, so you got more than 10 friends. Why I mention this is about people is too close to your research sometimes. So if you don't mind, you can share your article to your colleague. You know, your article can share anyone and try to get a feedback from them. People talk about communicate well. If your article comes to me and I don't understand what you are writing, then that means communicate. It's not good enough. Or maybe my English is not good enough, so maybe get another one. But basically, the more people to go through your own peer review will make your paper get a better quality, and that's very important. So when I was a student, I was buy coffee to my friend. My friend, yeah, thank you. And it's my paper, give me the feedback. My friend said, oh, but they still give me some feedback, and that helped me because then more easily to improve my research and article. Sometimes I have the English grammar, so I don't trust the proof check. So it's like some, okay. Now we talk about the time. So normally how long will it take if we get the feedback? Editor will spend 1 week give a quick check. Normally spend 2 weeks to find a reviewer. Some editor or some journal will say, "Do you recommend a few reviewer to me?" Right. So basically, we'll find a time to find a reviewer. They will spend about 6 to 8 weeks to do the review process. So normally you get a feedback about 3 to 4 months. But sometimes they will quicker. I don't know how about your experience.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Right? But do you submit to enroll? No?
No.
So I can let you know what I'm saying today is available for all international journal publishers. So not only enroll. Okay? You can think about the editor, maybe also other publisher reviewer. So I'm reviewing not only review for him, I probably review for other journal before in my research field. Okay, so I need to mention all the content, even with the MO logo, but it can be used for all international journal. So that is quite normal periods. And if you have any question, feel free to contact the publisher to know what is the process status of my research. But please don't ask, for example, you said Monday and today is Wednesday. Yeah, it's okay, feedback? No, we can't provide any feedback in 3 days. But sometimes you maybe get feedback in 1 month or quicker. It very depends on the journal.
So how much time do you have after you get feedback from 2 reviewers? How much time for author?
Normally 3 to 4 months. Because normally reviewer, I don't know how about other systems, but normally reviewer will not reply to you. Because you don't know who is your reviewer. So we go double blind view.
Yeah, so but after I got the comments from the reviewers,
Yeah.
so as an author, how much time do you have? Because they don't stay. Maybe it's recommended just to revise my paper. So how much time?
Yeah, so
Wait, okay.
it's revised, right?
Okay.
So I'll try to answer your question, but don't make me speak too fast. Revision is very good because if like you, people actually revise, that means you are in the loop of publishing, and that's good. And normally each article will be actually revised, and each revise will only make your paper better. So please don't panic, okay? Sometimes your paper will be rejected, but please don't give up. I just mentioned about the 10,000 international journal. Even if you reject by 1 journal, how many journal you can submit, you still get 10,000 journal title. Only 10. Unfortunately, I mean, like I mentioned, even enroll in launch journal, at least we maintain the reject rate about 50%. Okay, so you can think about that is quite normal. I mean, if because reject rate is the kind of the criteria to maintain the paper quality. If you know the journal, the reject rate only 10%, probably I would not recommend you to submit that journal, or they never reject it.
So the number of sample is
50.
50.
So 2 articles, I choose 1. 2 articles, I choose 1. It's quite hard, and that is quite normal. But it's easy because I have to say, like most of you, I believe you are like faculty here, and some only like PhD student. So the some paper easy will be rejected, but basically in total we maintain at least 50%. I show you some paragraph later, taking the 1 real example. So please, once you be rejected, that's fine. But you need to ask why you reject, the reason why you reject. Because you can learn from this experience and you can try again, never give up. I always use this paragraph to encourage myself in my relationship. So, I mean, not every girl accepts me, right? 50% reject, easy. But never give up because so many girls, right? And what I need to do, I ask him, why you reject me? So should I be richer or should I stronger? Or should I be more sweeter, more soft, more care? I mean, I learn from life experience, so I get a more opportunity and then get high chance to success in the next time. So it's just the same as the paper. So every time when I feel sad, I just look away. Okay, I'll try again. Let me try.
Should I submit to like multiple publishers at the same time?
Don't do that. Please don't. Please don't do that.
Well, just in case I don't
Oh no, if you reject, you can submit to others, that's totally fine. But you don't try to say, I want to save time, so I'm dangerously different. I give you a reason. If you do a research about talent marketing, it's research or something. I mean, probably the reviewer will be the same, even from different journal. You still get that opportunity, and when the reviewer say, very tricky. So sorry, they reject all, and the record will keep in publisher. So it will be more difficult to get a publisher in the future. So normally I would say don't do that. But yeah, you also mentioned a good point. Say if I will reject what I can do. So I would say in the normal time, you not only look about one journal, you probably prepare a few journals. So if you reject by this one, you know which you can submit. So you like a little bit links there. So you don't need every time when you reject and just go to 10,000 journal which one you submit. So basically I say during this process you maybe keep the few targets in your pocket. So you know if this you reject, I can go this, I can go that, I can go that. So it will help you save time. That is a real journal. Real journal information, one journal information. So number is, in that year we have the 86 article to submit, so submission 100%. Reject because they submit to a wrong journal or the quality is too far away from published, so just be reject immediately. The key point for you need to look at is about this area. Some article will be revised more than one time, and that's fine because every time you X revise, you are more closer. So you just need to work hard and get it published. So you can, if you go to the second review and go to here, normally just be okay. Okay, so that is something you need to understand. Then back to your question is about how to revise. You clearly understand, try to listen. If you don't understand, you can write back to get a comfort before you really start working. Another point that you also can talk with your colleagues or your supervisor, maybe share experience in your group, and that would be great. And you just mentioned about the deadline. If they give you the deadline, you need to manage the deadline. If you really can't achieve that, you maybe can write email back say, I can't do that. Can you give me the 2-day more, or can you give me the 1 week more? Because I have something doing now. I'm very busy, but I would just extend a few days. But normally they'll be fine. But if they don't give you any deadline, so they just ask you to revise and didn't give you the deadline, you need to keep the deadline by yourself and as quick as you can. Because people will say, now it's in the school, probably I need teaching, I need something. I'm just waiting in the next holiday. And next holiday I want to go out with my friend for a few days. And if no one gives you a deadline, you maybe just miss the opportunity because you already spent 1 year writing submission and now just so close. So they didn't give you the deadline, you need to give yourself. So normally like a week, 2 weeks, or 1 month. If you say, I'll give it my deadline 3 months, then the article probably will too old or be replaced very quickly. Final is get the cover later. So if like you, it lets you revise the report. You say this point I changed to A+. If your paper is very long, you can mention section 2 or page, which area. So people will easily understand what you did change. If you only attach the revised report revised version article, then maybe you'll say, let's spend time to read them all again, and you maybe will pick out some different things next to the revise. So make your communication more clearly simple. Write down the cover later and point out which you changed, which you didn't change, and reason why you did not change. That'll help communicate. Okay. Any question about the journal published? No? No? I'll give you another journal for fresh you. Ask. Yes, please.
In order to be a published editor, is it a fee that we have to pay?
No, you don't need to pay. It depends on different journals. So some journal will ask you for submission. Is anyone get one? Asia Pacific Journal Business Administration. I answer your question first. You don't need to pay if you submit any paper to Emerald. I know some publishers they charge author for the submission fee. But for Emerald, no. Actually, we charge our cost from the library. I mean, you say it's based on different business model, and everyone have a different story to tell you why they need to charge, why they don't charge. But it depends on something is something bad. But Emerald didn't charge any submission, so you can try your best to avoid it. Okay. This journal, if you know anyone very senior and very good in this field in Thailand, please tell them we're looking for a vacancy for a regional advisor editor. And Thailand is the top one in the list we're looking for. Okay, so please help me. If you know any senior faculty in this area, please help me because in this research area. So you think about someone probably very good if you could be an advisor, editor, this regional advisor. For this one, for Asia Pacific Journal Business Administration, we are looking for a regional co-responsibility editor.
Do you have any journals that focus specifically on linguistics? Because most of us have linguistics.
We have a few books, but we don't have any journal. We have education. I think education, if linguistic, we only get a books right now. We don't. No, but if you use the education, probably you can find a lot in education area. It's another question you need to think about how to define yourself in your different discipline in the subject area. Because let me go back a little bit.
And finally have a production, provide a book to the user, and it's same the cycle, but it's easier than journal. It's different style about the books. If you have some research and it's very big, it's a long research, and you think about like can publish as book, then you need to ask some question about what is the different compared with the other books. And why this book should be published, and are you qualified to write these books? And most important thing for you need to look about a different publisher. So who is the publisher can help me sell your book better? If you say, yeah, I have a dictionary, Chinese, Thai, English dictionary, I don't know if I can help you to sell because I work in more like university or we publish more business management. So it may be I can help you, but maybe not good enough. So you'll find different solution. You also need to think about something because you normally publisher will spend the time to working on your new book, and why we need to do that. So you need to demonstrate the market value, what is the unique sales points, who will buy this. So we need to understand the market, and you need to persuade each publisher why they need to publish your book. So that's very important. So you can think target editor, selling point, who is any competitor, scope, coverage. So that's about the books. Normally, if you propose the book, it will take 3 to 6 months. So your book's almost ready, that someone review 3-6 months, they will give you the feedback, or just go ahead to publish the book. So once your journal or books be published, don't forget to promote yourself. Especially like in my area, especially like HR people, sometimes we say, I don't want to tell too much. But it's good if you could tell your colleague, I gotta publish in this journal. You tell the library, we publish in this journal, and that is good news. So you need to share your publication with anyone. And what a benefit for you, because you demonstrate your value for the institution, and in the future you could become a new opportunity. So you maybe become a media, you become consultant, or you join to different committee because you are qualified by this research. Emerald got a lot of different resources to support, so I will show you later on the website. And there are some information you may be interested in looking for. You don't need to write down. I will leave my USB here, so you can take all the USB and you share by yourself. That'll be easy. It's free to upload to your e-learning system if you think that is cool, we want to share. That is behind the authorship. So I'm really looking for some regional editor. I only know few people senior enough for me to invite them. So if you know anyone could help me on this journal, please feel free to let me know. And it's very important for me because I need to spend a lot of time to demonstrate Thailand is the potential market. So I also need help later. There are something about different contribute editor relationship. So that is, I'm looking for the regional editorship. It's my email. If you have any question, you can ask me by email. Or do you have any question right now?
About the book, publishing a book.
Yeah.
So if I'm writing a book about reading skills, reading strategy,
Yep.
I'm worried about the copyright stuff because I have taken so many articles, like so many excerpts. So do I or the publisher need to do about the copyright stuff?
Basically, publisher will not check all of your reference come from. So you may be double check. So that's why I say you need to check a little bit about the copyright. So for example, you use some certain dictionary. So you may be caught in the final, and will they allow you to publish? Or you maybe can, for example, if you try to use a lot of Emerald, so you maybe find Emerald to help you to publish, so you can solve that problem.
Like for example, I use like some articles from like MSN.com, Yahoo.com, New York Times, Boston News. So they're like
They are public already. I think that will be fine. I mean, if like a website, normally you just cite, you just citation, I think.
I don't need to contact them.
No. If you will release, you can mention to the publisher, and publisher will help you to do the further check. But as I know, if like a website will be fine, because that's already public already. It's slightly different, but you need codes. Okay, you need to quote where they come from.
I did quote, but my question is that there are so many because it's reading books, so I don't write by myself, right? So I use authentic texts. So mostly they are from like newspaper and magazine.
I will say you send a few email to check the few, then you get the feedback. Because I'm not late, I don't know how to, and if you use the Emerald, I know how to answer your question. But normally you need to double check because your activity is like a reprint or republish. So for example, if you think, oh, Emerald, this case is very, very good, and you want to put into your course book, and your course book will print out and put in university bookshop to sell. And that's called resale and republishing, and that's different. I give you some example now. It's about, I know the copyright is very important. This area is called new product, called Emerald Emerging Market Case Study. So let me log in first. So for example, it's the new product from the Emerald called Emerging Market Case Study. So I try to download this article for you. So if you're teaching accounting, for example, if you're teaching accounting, you can from the Emerald website download this case. So like a Harvard Business Review, like case study. And we also provide your faculty how to teach. So based on the balance sheet, then your teacher can find, like, you maybe ask your student, could you give me the gross profit margin, and they can calculate, and we give the teaching notes. It's new product, so you can write for this as an other option. But back to your copyright question is about, if you say, Yang, I think this article is very good and linked to my teaching in, for example, in accounting. So can I add this in my print book? I don't know how to say that because you will reprint and republish because you charge the money. But in my real case, if you want to use Emerald case, I say fine. Because once your library buy this, I ask you give the student UI law so they can go to download by themselves. Okay, so you need to check it. The result is the same. So each student get one copy of this one. But if you are the faculty, normally I will not say you print everything for them. If I want to teach this to you, okay, I will give you each one URL link and ask you to download by yourself, rather than I copy 50 copy and hand out to each one. So that is something in the future you maybe need to consider a little bit more. If you are author, you write for Emerald, for example, if you click for author, then you can find some information here. So how to guide, especially I know probably in your teaching, you want to teach your student how to write more simple, how to structure article. There are some information you can find. Let me make. Can you see this now? It's better. So like how to write more simply. So you maybe, it helps some author to do writing, but you maybe can use this in like your writing skill teaching, and it's free in Emerald website, so you can use it. Sometimes you maybe have some questions, say, if English is not my first language. Let me check. So if English is not your first language and how you prepare, so you can get some interesting article here. So from here, for author, so you can find a lot of different information, and I get that is about how to guide. We also provide some editing service. So if you really need to someone do the professional proofreading, most of the publisher will work with other people, but they are not in Emerald. So, but they have a very strong background, like signal processing, control, or something, education, social science. So they will understand your theory, give you further support in the proofreading. You are a teacher here, right? Almost. It's a free resource, so I know you need prepare teaching notes. So, yeah. So if you go to the Emerald website, so you can try the reading list. It's free. So, but anyway, it's free. So you just feel free to use Emerald. Emerald, a lot of resources you can use. So in the teaching zone, you can find a reading list. So cover quite a lot of different subject area. If you are a teacher, you can look about teaching inside. So those resources are free in Emerald. So please visit Emerald more. Any question? Anything you want to ask? No? I do believe you got my email. So after the presentation, if you have any question, just send me the email. Okay? YSHEN@emeraldinsight.com. So thank you very much for this afternoon. I know it's not easy, especially after the lunch, and I know I was a student before. I know it's not easy. So yes, please.
If my article is published in Thailand, can I publish it there for the international journal?
Probably will very difficult. But you publish in local language or English?
In local language in Thailand.
In Thai language. So if you it's recall, right? And you can try to translate, rewrite a little bit, and probably can share with the international. Probably, but I'm not guaranteed. But as the previous question is, you need to rewrite. You need to you maybe keep the same idea, but if you only 100% translate, people will find out. Then you get it. I mean, the people will find out someday you get a problem.
Sometimes I update my article.
Then that probably will be. I mean, if this research is different compared with that, then that'll be okay. But main idea, you say, I always study customer relationship. So you use the same content, same theory, same style, right? For that, that'll be okay. But if you 100% just translate to that, you need to check. I can't answer you this question right now, but it's a little bit risk because I probably will read this article, and because the people in Thailand read that, and maybe get opportunity to read in English, and they find out it's the same. So it's probably not good for you, right? So that's I mean, if no one find out, it may be okay. But once you find out, you get a problem. And I have to say, it's very difficult for Emerald to check if you publish it in local. I don't understand any. I don't know how you can write that word. So.
I think it's a problem of hardware but for
So I will think about, you take the idea, add the new research, repackage, resubmit. Yeah, I think you need to add something different. And I think that is a few years ago, so you have a lot of problems. So it's not only translation or not only English. So that's what I would say, be honest. And if no any idea in that, so probably I would say you don't need to submit. Otherwise, if they find out your person, no reputation will be judged by the people. Okay, some research is the same, but they have like a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Fine. You can publish phase 1 first article. because like some research will say the further research, recommendation. So further research can blah blah blah. So you yourself just follow the further research to do that again, then I'll be okay.
It's not further case. It's not a different cases. It's like later on in the findings there are more than one independent variable. For example, if she investigated the effects of blah 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 something, but out of that finding, she also found another thing. For example, maybe in terms of students' cooperation or maybe scaffolding or whatever. So
without that article, okay,
so
sorry.
It's just one research, one study, but would she be able to write 2 articles out reporting to different 2 findings?
Okay, the question is about the research methodology is the same.
Yeah.
The research
The same
data,
subject, yeah.
the data is the same.
Yeah, but different findings. Different aspects. Yeah.
So literature review were different.
The review maybe
Literature review,
maybe a
literature.
little bit different in terms of
I mean, if like 80% all the same and only the finding different, then I would say you can add.
The second article you not write about the whole research, but you pick up only one finding from the first research, and then you elaborate only on that point.
but no study, no further study on that.
Okay, so basically you will submit to the 2 different journal, right? So this one get published, then you get this one to talk to the editor, mention you already published in that, but the field different. So you can check with the editor.
So at least mention that it's one part of.
Yeah, I was, yeah, because I would, it's a little bit, if it is totally 2 different fields, the probably will easy and safe. But I don't know, because you maybe rewrite the literature review, you only use the same research methodology, but even the hypothesis, so like the test should be all the different. So actually that should be different article.
Let me share
No?
this point. I have some experience.
Yeah.
Listen to the lecture of one professor from Australia, senior professor.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the same topic, how to get published in international journals. And he's so young, but he can publish about 1 year per 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe nearly 10.
Okay.
And from his technique is he said that don't sell the whole chickens. It means that you can do research and you can save this point in this paper at this point.
So even though it's the same
Yeah,
study,
even though it's the
we use the same group of
yeah,
subjects.
the same group of subjects. And I have ever read his paper before. I've read about almost 10 papers, but I can't remember his name.
Well, the question,
He's from
I
Australia.
Yeah, I totally agree. So a lot of like the PhD student, actually they have the PhD have the one long module. The first is like actually it's the same topic, but I have a phase 1, phase 2. So even research model is very, very similar. For your case, I also will try to challenge it. I mean, you must to rewrite because it usually in different area. So literature review maybe was slightly different. So everything was slightly different. So this may be education, and you put into the like a technology education or something. You can do that, but my question is about you can't only change the finding. You can sell, yes, I agree. You can sell your chicken. So like a chicken head, chicken leg, chicken feet, chicken wing.
From Indonesia. He's an
Okay.
Indonesian man, but he worked in
Australia?
University. Monash University.
Okay, I think that's available, just like I mentioned, phase 1, phase 2. But how you define it is more important. Because if you don't know how to define your article or you just want to change the finding, it may be a little bit, it's different because you can submit, you separate your research to different parts, that's fine. But my question is about, you can have the different finding, but basically you use a different way to say the story. So you maybe also need to change a little bit about, because if you talk about education, something, the literature review totally were different compared with you talk about like teaching skills. I mean, I think will be different. That's what I would say. I mean, my research, I can define like a IT investment or IO, because I combine strategic decision making. So it's decision making process. My another element is about IT investment. So I put it at 2. So I can more focus on the people, and I also can more focus on finance. You can separate, that's fine, but you need to define, because from the beginning the point was slightly different. So that's what I give you the feedback. Hope it's okay. Yeah. But if you can find so many things, just chop to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, then that'll be easy. So any question? No? So wish you have a successful publishing in the future. Huh?
Just for formality, we
Okay.
need to say something for you.
Okay. Sing a song.
No, yes, yes. if that will.
That would be great.
Is there any more questions?
So on behalf of the organizer of this event, we would like to thank Mr. Yang from the Managing Director of Emerald Publishing Asia Pacific for sparing his busy time to give us a very informative presentation. And thank you very much. And alsoคุณสุชีวัฒนวัฒน์ค่ะ the information consultant of EXCO for kindly coordinating this event for us as well. And for this occasion, I would like to call upon Assistant Professor Dr. Usa to give Mr. Yang the token of appreciation. Thank you very much.
Oh, I have my camera, sorry.
Just to make sure there's no problem. The first one is like that. You didn't look that handsome for the first shot.
No,
That's how you
I know I'm
take.
not mom now to look.
Okay, and we also, I would like to call upon Ajahn Narumon to give a token of appreciation to Kun Suchiwanon.